So, on a practical level, as Lauren touched on, there are other claims being started in the province of Ontario right now. And our office is in touch with the folks up in Bruce and up in Huron, so we are aware of those claims. At the same time, the Ian Hanna claim has been brought on behalf of himself, his family, the residents of Prince Edward County, and as it's grown, frankly, every person in Ontario that has these concerns. And that claim, by far, is the most advanced. Most of that other litigation is probably several years away from completion. What I'd like to do is just read to you what it might mean if it's successful. This is the actual decision that came out just a few weeks ago from the court. You heard from Carmen, there's a thing called the Canadian Wind Energy Association, CanWIA, and that's the industry's voice in this debate. And they have hundreds of members that are all part of the Wind Energy Association or industry generally. They wanted to be part of the show, come to the party. And they asked for the court to allow them to call witnesses and cross-examine our witnesses and file evidence and show up at the main hearing. The court said no. So CanWIA will be joining us on the 30th of September, but they are allowed to file 20 pages of written submissions, and they're allowed 30 minutes of time to address the court, and that's it. No experts, no cross-examinations or anything. We believe that that was the right outcome, and it reflects the fact that this debate is taking place between the government of Ontario and the people of Ontario, and the industry is not the one that should be in the driver's. This is on something like this. The other thing, and I think this is the key point for everyone in this room to remember, is on the 30th of September, there's going to be judges hearing this, as far as we can tell right now. And what will it mean if we are successful? Well, this is the decision of the court talking about whether CanWIA gets in or out. But what the court says, and this is a direct quote, is, if the application succeeds, so if Mr. Hanna's claim succeeds, the members of CanWIA will no longer have an opportunity to obtain regulatory approval for the construction of new wind energy projects in Ontario. And the development of utility-scale wind projects in Ontario will be effectively halted for an indeterminate period of time. That's what Mr. Hanna's claim means in the eyes of the court. So, we've heard, I think it's fair to say, some not so great news tonight about what it means to live next to a wind turbine. And Carmen and Dave and I look around this room and I see people who have experienced this firsthand and know it firsthand. There's a strong belief that there are problems with these. Now, whether that belief is scientifically provable or not, that's all we're asking people to give the science a chance to determine one way or the other. But is there hope to say that there isn't going to be a turbine next week or next month or next year beside your house? And the answer is absolutely yes, because if Mr. Hanna's claim succeeds, then the people who have that concern, they succeed right across the province. It halts all utility-scale wind projects for an indeterminate period of time. So, this evening, I think people have gotten a lot of really good information. And if nothing else, hopefully it just makes you think. And if you're thinking that maybe we should look into this, then I'm thinking it's not a bad idea to support Mr. Hanna in his claim. And if you go to the website for Wind Concerns Ontario, there's an opportunity there for people to contribute. There's some pamphlets and flyers in the room tonight. There's people here who you can talk to, like myself and Carmen and others, who are familiar with this. And we are sincerely hoping that people right across the province, and they already have been, you know, Carmen and I have been up in Ottawa together in the last few weeks. I was just on, you know, CBC up in Thunder Bay today. We're working with folks, you know, down in the Leamington area and all points in between. This really has become a province-wide phenomenon that wasn't there a year ago. And we ask that this community and this county do what many others have done and join us in supporting Mr. Hanna and supporting what he believes in and trying to get people to just put a slowdown on this long enough to figure out one way or the other what's really safe for you and me and our neighbors. And on that note, I'll hand things back over to Warren and say thank you.